Rocket Raccoon is about to die, the Guardians are failing, and the Church of Truth has come back from the future to mind control everyone. Is there any chance for the Guardians of the Galaxy to win this fight? We're the Comicstorian channel, where we take your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues, and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is the last 3 issues of Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy run. Peter Quill is now standing in front of his father, who just revived Drax, and that's where we are right now. So let's get into that story. Back on the redacted planet, Magus explains that after he was reborn at the end of Infinity Wars, he was entrusted to Gamora. After several months, it was decided that he would be better off with people that could better nurture his darker impulses. That is when he stumbled upon the good people of the Order of the Healing Truth. They were made up of former members and survivors of the Universal Church of Truth. The Order made it their mission to eradicate the harm their former cult had committed across the galaxy. As it would happen, they saw him as a part of that harm. So one night while he slept, the Healing Truth decided that perhaps he was more risk than he was worth. That due to his origins, his birth and rebirth at the hands of the Church, he would grow to do more harm than good. In trying to stop him from becoming the monster that they had always feared, they created it. And then, alone in the falling ashes of the temple, the monsters came. Magus sits with everyone telling his story, and Rocket says, "The Church is back. They're from the future or some kind of crazy crap. Thought maybe you'd wanna." Moondragon leans over and whispers, "Is it a good idea to recruit a kid who murdered a whole bunch of people?" Rocket leans back. "One of us is a mind reader. Why doesn't she look into his head and see what kind of a terrible kid he is?" Moondragon sits back up and Magus says, "I can hear you clearly, but you are welcome to look inside to confirm my intentions." Which Moondragon tells him, "No, I'm good." Rocket clears his throat. "Ahem. Anyway, the Church is back, and I don't really care, honestly. The thing is, they've taken our friends and they've killed hundreds of people. Figured knowing your history with these freaks, you'd want to help out. But I understand if you..." Magus stops him. "Oh no, I would quite enjoy something like that. I am rather bored here." Rocket stands up. "Right, let us be on our..." But before he could finish, he falls over with Groot catching him, asking, "What's wrong?" Rocket tells him, "A suit. Get me inside the suit. Hurry." Everyone rushes outside and the suit opens up, allowing Rocket to stand on its mechanical cables, and he tells everyone that it's okay. As long as he is inside the suit, he is okay. But once Rocket is inside, there is nothing. Groot bangs on the suit, telling Rocket to answer them. The suit's auto-defense system then turns on, pointing its guns, stating, "Eliminating target." Rocket pops out of the top, telling him, "You were shaking like, well, you get it. Let's hurry up. We got a bunch of idiots to save from a dumb cult." Back at the cathedral, Star-Lord leans down, reaching out, asking, "Drax, are you in there? Hey, you remember me, right? And the Guardians?" Drax mutters, "Drax." Star-Lord laughs, "Haha, that's right! You used to be Arthur Douglas. You played the saxophone. You have a daughter that turns into a dragon." And Drax tells him, "Arthur Douglas, your friend is dead. I am Drax, the Destroyer Reborn." As Drax gets up, he grabs Star-Lord by the throat, throwing him down the steps into the pit of cocoons. Drax continues telling him, "This is the Destroyer Horde!" Just then, all of the cocoons begin to break open, with Star-Lord beginning to run through, trying to escape. But before he could get far, one of the Draxes grabs him by the leg, pulling him back. Dozens of Drax begin to punch into Star-Lord as he calls for his dad for help, but the Patriarch tells them, "Tear him apart." Suddenly, Rocket's voice can be heard. "Dragon, Magus, pour it on." Just then, all of the Drax begin to scream in pain as something enters their minds and they begin to fall to the ground. Star-Lord gets up asking, "Do you have powers now?" And Rocket calls out, "We interrupt your daily sermon to bring you a choice. Release our friends and go home, or prepare to be boarded and have your fucking minds ooze out of your nose." Patriarch yells, "Whoever that is, you've just started a war." And Rocket laughs, "I hoped you'd say that." The The Patriarch yells, demanding to know who that is, as suddenly a loud crash happens as the rocket crashes through the walls, flying Star-Lord's ship into the middle of the Drax horde. The Patriarch coughs, stating that they are such arrogant fools. What do they expect to accomplish here? What do they expect him to do? Just give up? And Magus walks out asking, give up? No, not yet, but soon. I believe I'd like to see you bow. Rocket's suit gets ready to unload all of its payload, stating, you heard the kid! Get ready to burn, you bunch of creepy death cult! Wait, what the hell? Is that Drax? All of the Drax attack, and Magus states that there are too many of them to control. They need to... Moondragon? Moondragon walks up to one of the attacking Draxes, freezing him in place, reading his mind, and she states, no, this isn't him. Not really. Good. It'll make burning them so much easier. She begins to rain hellfire all over. Star-Lord dodging the flames, yelling, hey, same team! And once he sees everyone, he yells, oh my god, you guys came! Look, Drax is back, but he's evil. The Universal Church is doing some evil cult things, and we need to get the rest of the Guardians out of here. Hang on. Did Rocket build a mech suit? Does that mean? But Groot stops him. Rocket is dying. If he's not in the suit, he dies. So yeah. Pretty cool, Pete. Star-Lord sighs. Okay, so everything's just bad then? And Groot punches one of the Drax, telling him, yup. Patriarch begins to run back, telling the guards to turn the engines on, but the guards turn on him, stating, I am not afraid. The Patriarch stops in his tracks. That voice. Magus floats behind him, telling him, we need to talk. And he blasts the Patriarch into the wall. But back with the others, Rocket yells to Star-Lord, stating, this is your chance! Get Gamora and the others! Star-Lord pauses, telling him, if I don't make it back. And Rocket tells him, yeah, you want me to have your ship and all your stuff, now go! Over with Magus, he lifts the Patriarch up, telling him, this church, so much pain, so much death, all in your name. He clenches his fist to squeeze the Patriarch's throat when suddenly he is shot from behind. The Patriarch falls, laughing. Do you see it? Do you see what happened to the faithless? How do you expect to win when the entire galaxy is against you? All the heroes influenced by the Patriarch begin to attack Magus from all angles, and Rocket and the others quickly jump in to shield him. But as Beta Ray Bill throws his hammer, he bursts through the back of Rocket's suit. All the fighting comes to a stop, and the Patriarch says, this breaks my heart. I did not want this. These people are valiant, brave. You all have so much life in you, or rather, you did. If only your sacrifice could be enough, but fear not. Our crusade is near its end. We only have one last thing left. Star-Lord looks out the window, telling him, you're insane! That's Earth! The Avengers will stop you! The X-Men! Someone! And the Patriarch walks off, telling him, the people of Earth will give theirs as all others. Guards, take him away and prepare him and the others for conversion. Start with Gamora. As the guards drag Star-Lord off, hidden from view, Groot's mini-Groots begin to run in, yelling, stab, stab, stab! They quickly run over to Rocket's suit and pry it open, causing Rocket to fall out. The suit warns him that catastrophic life support failure is imminent. And Rocket coughs, yeah, well then, I guess we better hurry. The mini-Groots help bring over a big gun, and Rocket begins to drag it in the direction that Star-Lord was taken. A short while later, the Patriarch begins to absorb the life force of Earth, telling them all that they will kill many this day, and there is no way around it. Because they do this so that billions more may live. They do this to banish evil from a future undeserving of his grotesque war. They are righteous because they believe, because they have faith. But just then, everything turns black, and the Patriarch asks, Did we lose power? And one of the guards tells him, yeah, they have a visual from the engine room. As the emergency power kicks in and the screen powers up, the Patriarch can see a sickly Rocket sitting there working on something. He begins to yell out, I will not be bested by a raccoon! And Rocket tells him, we met earlier when I drove a spaceship into this spaceship. Gonna be taking control of the comms for a bit because the nutty voice is getting a little annoying. But hey, I got some good news. You ain't losing to a raccoon. You're losing to an engineer! As Rocket finishes crossing the wires, all the Guardians break free from their tubes. The Patriarch shouts, asking what is happening, and the guard at the terminal states that Rocket has reversed the polarity of the engines, and he is taking over their targeting systems. Patriarch asks if they are losing power, and the guard tells him no, they're actually almost at maximum. As the ship begins to absorb the Drax and the guards, Star-Lord gets up asking Rocket, "Hey, are you okay, buddy?" Rocket hacks away, telling him, "Hey, Peter, you guys should probably get the hell out of here. I just set the ship to jump back to the original timeline in a few minutes, so..." One of the Drax grabs Rocket, holding him into the life-absorbing tendrils, pulling him back out, asking, "Do you feel it? Just give in. Give us your will to live." Rocket spits in this Drax's face. "Have that!" Drax wipes his face, asking, "How are you still fighting? You should be dead." Rocket laughs. "Yeah, well, my death doesn't belong to me. You want it? You probably need to go through them!" Rocket points, and Drax looks back to see Star-Lord and the rest of the Guardians all pointing their guns. After being shot by every weapon imaginable, Drax lets go of Rocket, but Groot quickly catches him. Rocket tells him, "You guys gotta go. The ship is about to jump soon." Groot tells him, "We are not leaving without you." But Rocket tells him, "I can't go on without my suit." And Groot tells him, "Don't worry, I am Groot." He begins to pick up and place Rocket in his chest as if Rocket was piloting him, and Rocket points his gun, stating, "Hell yeah!" After all of the attacks along with Moondragon's psychic assault, Drax looks up at Rocket with all of his memories. "Rocket, you look so stupid." As Drax begins to laugh, Gamora yells that they need to not be here, and Star-Lord tells Lockjaw to get ready to leave. Patriarch pushes through his guards, yelling, "No, you can't leave me! If we return without our destroyer, our future will die! We will have nothing!" As Lockjaw's portal begins to take everyone away, including taking this Drax with them, Star-Lord tells him, "You'll be fine! You guys have got faith." Patriarch shouts for him, but as Star-Lord and the others escape, the Citadel disappears back into its own time. Billions of years into the future, the Citadel crash lands into the sea, and Death looks upon it, stating that it would seem that they have returned. Their quest across time to kill them, to kill Death, has failed. But try as they might, they now see that none may escape the inevitability of their purpose. Now and always, Thanos wins. And that's when we see the man that they were fighting against, Thanos himself. Back in the present, Rocket wakes up in a hospital bed with everyone around him. "Ah, crap. You guys are still here." Star-Lord tells him that they all came to see him, and they all came here for him. Rocket looks at them all. "Well, hell, way to make a guy feel sorry for himself there. While I have everyone here, why don't you all stop staring and tell me what I've been missing? Anything happened in the last year? Anything cool?" Everyone thinks back to the recent Infinity Wars events. All the times that Thanos has risen, the time that the Cosmic Ghost Rider tried to kill everyone, the events of the Inhumans, Null's in there a little bit too. The Silver Surfer says that he traveled to the dawn of time and seeded life across the galaxy, only to give birth to his own home planet and then be reborn as, but Beta Ray Bill stops him. "No, nothing really, Rocket." Rocket laughs. "I knew it. But, you guys mind if I get some sleep? I'm drugged out of my eyeballs right now, and I don't even know who half of you are." Everyone begins to walk out, but Rocket stops Star-Lord. "Not you. Can you guys stay a bit? Please?" Gamora, Groot, Drax, and Star-Lord all sit around asking what's up. Rocket reaches out, stating that he wanted to thank them. All of them. He promises that he'll get better. He'll beat this thing and he'll get back on his feet. There's a whole galaxy out there to guard, and he can't do it lying down. Star-Lord tells him to stop it. He can take his time, and the galaxy can wait. And that concludes Donny Cates' run with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, if you want more of this, it continues onward, written by a different writer named Al Ewing. I do want to do that story for you guys, but it is currently ongoing. So we're going to be taking a break from Guardians to do Batman Incorporated next week, which was voted on by our mini producers over at our Patreon. If you want to have a say in what happens here on Sundays and various days of the week, please consider going to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, where you can vote on what is coming up next. And Batman Inc. is what currently has one out. Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad are going to be up for grabs after we're done with Batman Inc. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Honestly, I loved Donny Cates' run, and I love the way he brought back the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were all separated off doing their own things, but I liked what he did there. I really do. I hope you guys did as well. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the entire Guardians of the Galaxy Donny Cates run. It's all 12 of these issues, all 4 of these episodes. Either way, guys, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time right here at the Comicstorian channel.